Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. For how many of you is this your first Gift of Jazz event? No, you've all in the back. Thanks for coming. This is a very special evening. We're going to be hearing some new music that's never been heard before, composed by the Gift of Jazz adult education composers. The Gift of Jazz runs a number of education programs here in Denver, and one of them is a Saturday program where adults are able to further their jazz knowledge in the areas of composition, arranging, jazz theory, jazz improvisation. And we have each year selected a different educator. This year we're very, very happy to have as our educator Professor Jeff Jenkins, who is one of the best pianists in town by a long shot, and also a tremendous educator. He teaches up at CU Boulder, and he's a mainstay of the jazz community here. And what you're going to be hearing tonight are compositions written by 9 students who have been working hard the last 8 weeks. And the music will be presented by a really outstanding band that I'd like to introduce. So, on drums, Professor Mike Malier. On bass, Bob Songston. Tenor saxophone, Otto Lee. On trumpet, Gabriel Mervine. And I don't see her at the moment, but on soprano saxophone and alto saxophone, you're going to hear from Anisha Rush. So without much further ado, I'm going to turn the program over to Jeff. Jeff's going to introduce the composers, who will tell you a little bit about each of their compositions and what inspired them. And then I just welcome you to sit back, have a nice glass of wine, relax, and enjoy a musical experience that is extremely unique, that no one has ever experienced before. So thank you once again for being here, and enjoy the music.
It's kind of like a wedding night. Thank you so much for being here tonight. This little session has sort of been about finding the composer within. And it's interesting teaching composing because it's one of those subjects I'm not sure you can really teach. You can just sort of guide concepts and big ideas and try to help people with how I've done it, but I'm not sure if I do it right or not. So it's been great personally for me. I've actually written 4 pieces in these 8 weeks because I've just been thinking a lot about composing and how it works and all that. It kind of had my head in it. So it's been great in that way for me. It's been great to work with all of these diverse and interesting and fine musicians. It's been really cool, and I want to say that we've been working on scores and on paper and on parts, and it can be very kind of academic and boring. But the rehearsal today was so cool because the music kind of finally came out into the air, where it's beautiful and human and real and wonderful. So I was really excited to hear that. And I don't think that's really a smoke alarm, I hope. I think we're cool. So yeah, we're going to start with Emily Selman is going to, we're going to do her tune first, and each of the composers is going to say a little something to you before we play their tune. Emily?
I do have to say it's great just to get to hear this stuff live with real excellent musicians, so thank you. My piece is kind of, I just wrote it to experiment with some things I wanted to hear. It's kind of a conversation between trumpet and sax, and it's sort of inspired by my own impatience and maybe some conversations that I wanted to get out of. It's called Get to the Point.